Hello everyone. Take 3 of this retrospective ramble and the last ever video in this house. Take 3. Can you believe it or not? Now, quick little fact about this house. It is 1930s, I believe. You can tell because it has if you ever look at 1930s British houses, they've got like tile works at the front, and they've got I don't know. You'll see it on Google or something. They have a particular look. Every house in every decade and century has a particular look. And basically, that's what my house is. It's semi-detached, like a lot of them were in the 30s. At least when these were built. And it has a garden, which I'll show in a minute. And we're right next to a, you know, park, which has its pros and cons. The pros are you can jog in it, though I never jogged in it once. You can cut through it to get to other areas. It's nice. It's got a little pets corner. You can have a look at rabbit. Well, did have rabbits, but the rabbits are gone now. They've got goats and ducks and chickens and stuff. Whatever. Oh, doves as well. I think I've seen a few doves, and then a lot of wild birds show up. Like we get herons and blue tits. Yeah, I know it's called a blue tit. Yeah, loads like country pigeons, like not pigeons that you see in the city, like proper pigeons that are actually quite nice. The occasional magpie, cats. Yeah, they're not as much of a problem as the dogs though. Although really, it's the dog owners that are the problem. So I'll just show you the view from my room in a minute. I don't want to get anybody who I know in it because I can see some people. So you always wondered what's beyond the lens flare. Well, here it is. Can you see that? See? Look. Beautiful, isn't it? On a nice April day. See, it was snowing before last week. Yeah. And in the distance, don't know if you can see it, that's the cricket club. That's home to one of the biggest cricket clubs in the country, if not the world. Lancashire, which is technically the county that I live in. Although it's Greater Manchester. But that's complicated. It's so complicated, I don't even want to get into it. But that is, yeah, a stadium. There's another stadium, Manchester United, my local team, as well. They're not too far away from there as well. In fact, they're practically neighbours, although they're not next to each other. So today's gonna be a retrospective because I'm moving house and I got careful then, people. Whoa, we won't want that. Too bad this is going up an unedited as well. So a little bit of comedy for you. Basically, this is going to be retrospective because it's been 12 months since I've been making videos, and it's pretty much been all in this house. I've been here since I was 15, and the channel itself is 5 years old. So, yeah. 5 years old, and I didn't make videos for 5 years. Like, I joined up just when atheism on YouTube was at its peak, and I'm a lifelong atheist, as everybody knows. If you don't know, you must be new or you don't watch a lot of my stuff. Why are you not watching a lot of my stuff? But anyway, I joined at the high point. Although, was it the high point? Because 2011 was when Elevator Gate happened and Skeptics and everybody else started to arrive. Atheism Plus. But then again, you could argue that's a high point for drama. And you know what I like to do? I like to cover drama that has real life consequences. Like, for example, Skeptics accusing I forgot the guy's name. Now they accused this guy of rape that he never did. Michael Sharma. Oh, Sharma's a historian, not well, he might be an atheist, but I don't know. Different guy. But yeah, they accused him of rape and I think maybe also sexual harassment, even though they had no evidence. Which sounds familiar, doesn't it? Because a few certain YouTubers also do this. And I hope you guys can understand why I cover that shit occasionally. Well, I'll get into that. So we'll start at the beginning, which is last April. Last April, I started this channel because, well, let's just say I did a podcast when Gamergate happened. And I probably should not have done that podcast in retrospect, but it taught me a lot of things. It taught me how to make videos that are audio based, and it taught me how to edit audio, sort of. I'm used to discuss shit that happened, and I was really into Gamergate, and they weren't. They weren't anti, they just didn't care. And I needed an outlet. It ended acrimoniously. They didn't tell me the reasons why, but they upped and left. They don't like me, I don't like them, so that's how it works. Although not all of them, just the other two players. It was entirely my thing, which was it was my idea. I recruited them. Well, they volunteered, hence I recruited them. We had grand designs for everything, but it didn't turn out the way it did it? So I thought, well, I've got a YouTube channel. Why not? So I did. And the first goal was was to outperform the one guy in particular that ended the podcast. It wasn't me who ended it, although me leaving after they left pretty much ended it. But they started it, so I thought, okay, he's got 600 odd subscribers, maybe more. I've got to best that, and I have done. It took me a while, but I did it. That was the first goal. I'm not saying it was a popularity contest. It was just a goal deep within me. It was a motivation to be as good as I possibly could, to reach as many people as possible, show them what I think, and just be better than them and show them that, hey, it was my idea, the podcast. I was the one who did almost all the... Not the editing. I did eventually do all the editing. Originally, it was the guy. He did the editing, and I wanted to help him, but he said no. But then he got too busy, like I told him he would, and then I had to... No, never mind, that's drama. You'll probably see this. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they're aware of me now. But yeah, I started because of that. I'd done my dissertation, and I was like, okay, what do I do? YouTube videos, yay! So I had to wait for a while until the uni work was done, and I did it. I had loads of ideas. My first one was about the guy from Disturbed, Draymond, I don't know, versus that comedian. He's now on he was on the Daily Show at the time, and he did a few Jew jokes, and he was not happy. The Disturbed singer, he tried to use Gamergate as his own little army, and everyone was just like, no, go away. He was like, and he left. And then, I started doing videos responding to articles initially, and monologues. Surprised nobody has ever responded to those monologues, but they're so far back now. I have so many videos, they're never going to get to them unless they stumble upon it by chance. Like a certain somebody. Now, I've got a few subscribers who won't know this story, so I'm always going to tell this story till the day I probably die or stop doing YouTube videos, which is never. I'm not going to stop. Why should I stop? I enjoy it too much. I had withdrawal symptoms. I still have withdrawal symptoms, which is why I'm doing this. This girl that I knew found my channel, didn't like it, told me why she didn't like it, told me to change it because she didn't like it, and I said no. And then she kept watching it. Then we had an argument about Mattress Girl publicly on Facebook. I lost one friend, lost her, and that's basically it. That's the TLDR version. Basically, it sprang from there, kept on going, and then eventually I started doing response videos. Now, my original response videos were kind of like V, but with me on them occasionally. I actually know how to use OBS somehow, unlike V, who's using some webcam thing. Like, you know what? I'm gonna make a tutorial for him when I get to the new house and say, this is for V. This is how you use OBS, because I know he uses OBS, and how you put yourself in it. I'll do that. So yeah, I used to do that. These are called Critical Beatdowns. It was a play on an album by Ultramagnetic MCs. Good band, check him out. And then eventually just started doing like everybody else did. I mean, my delivery was different back then. I used to rant and rave a lot and shout. I did loads of videos on Joss Whedon at one point. There was like 3 or 4. I've been meaning to get back to him. I mean, in fact, I was supposed to do Lena Dunham, Mattress Girl, and I think, did Joss Whedon in the news recently? Yeah, I was going to do a video on the his... I did do a video on the... exit from Twitter, I think. I can't remember now. So we started from there, and then in the summer I started doing normal, typical response videos. My thingy changed. The way I presented it changed. I started becoming less ranty, although whenever I got legitimately ranty, that would happen, as you've probably seen. And I just became more scathing. I took no prisoners. I still don't take no prisoners because they don't. Why should I? Became more sarcastic, mocking, a little bit more serious, I'd say, but showing more of my humour. I hope you don't mind that. And I stopped scripting it. I used to script it back in the day. I don't script it so much now. I don't even bullet point. I just know what I'm going to say and hope it comes out alright. Which is why occasionally you'll hear a lot of jump cuts in the audio ones because, one, I breathe in my mouth too much and I should know better. I'm a mouth breather, I know. What else? Oh, yes, there's also the fact that I also had to pretty much tone it down because the microphones I was using were so bad and I think my delivery was poor. I don't think people knew if I was acting or not. I thought, this isn't going to work. People are going to get turned off. And I did, and lo and behold, it worked out for me. And it's weird. Some people start off monotone and then they get more and more comfortable and let themselves out more. I didn't. I started off completely the opposite. I went, crap, second time I've nearly dropped that now. I started off crazy and then became myself, which is still crazy, but not as crazy as you would think. Now, it was around about that time, which is past April and into late spring and summer, that I started doing more stuff on feminism, because I was going to do it on atheism and religion, but it's not relevant, is it, anymore? Maybe it will be again. I mean, currently we've got a problem with a certain religion, and I've been meaning to do videos on them. Like, I subscribe to Dawa Films, Dinky Dad Spain guy, so I could respond to him. But again, like, religion, it's not really a battleground at the moment. I mean, it should be, especially what's going on in the real world. But at the moment, we need to fight these stupid Tumblerinas because they're the ones that are the closest threat. Don't keep your enemies close. Alright, just don't. Deal with them. That's my opinion. And aside covering stuff like that, getting good at response videos, changed my avatar to the Black Knight. People wondering why I'm a Black Knight? I explained it in a video once. I actually just kind of made it up. I really just did it to hide my face from people, which, I shouldn't have done, because I ended up going against that. I just didn't want my friends to see it. I tell them that I have a channel, but I don't link them to it. I tell them I just rant. That's all I do. I don't tell them the name of the channel, and I hope they don't see it because of what happened. So, yeah, that's the reason. That's the real reason why I'm the Black Knight. It's not because I want to be an opposite of a White Knight, which I am anyway. It's not some deep metaphorical thing. That's just something that I made up to make a video because I was bored. But it makes sense anyway. So I started using the Black Knight, then I covered the AIU drama with the Drunken Peasants, which was my first actual drama videos. People think it was Laughing Witch and Jenny McDermott and Boiled Ape and all those lot. Nope, it was AIU. And that was the most hostile response I've ever had, and probably ever will, unless this Akala video continues to attract the Guardian readership. Well, it's the SJW contingent of them. Yeah, they really don't like that one. But yeah, they dogpiled me. AIU himself led the charge, and they still didn't stump me. Yeah, well, I like to say you can't make a bitch out the Mitch. You know what I mean? They couldn't make me their bitch. I was just like, no. I even mocked them at one point. I just said, "Dear AIU," I didn't even know how to boost audio yet on Vegas Pro, so it sounded really shitty, both videos. But I mocked them and I said my opinion and I didn't back down. I didn't fight them all because there was too many of them. Nowadays, I like to fight people who disagree with me in the comments section. I don't know if you guys like that or not, but sometimes I will fight them and be quite rude because they're rude to me. I see it as being rude when they're just being cunts and giving me stupid reviews. Like, recently I've had this guy, right? This is going to be rambly, people, alright? So I'll be in and out of subjects like a motherfucker because, hey, I'm autistic, that's how it works. He sent me a review on the comment section and it was really cunty. He was like, "Hey, can't believe you're doing this, you're so mean-spirited. mean-spirited. And what is this thing about mean-spiritedness? It's YouTube. And everyone who's complaining about mean-spiritedness has done it, and they will do it. In fact, one of them is doing it right now. She's doing it right now, and she knows who she is. Love you. But that's besides the point. His review was crap. It was literally like, what is a response video? That's what I got. It's like, what is a response video? Why are you doing this? Why are you not letting them talk? Because I'm responding. That's why. And then he did it again, like, oh, doing it again, are we? And I'm just like, right, I'm not even responding to that. Because it's clear you're a troll, or you don't know YouTube. But that is nowhere near as bad as what AIU put me through. I mean, I used to have comments from that video by Flying Monkeys for... God, I don't even remember when I recorded that thing. It must have been about 6 months ago, 8 months ago. I can't remember. I had it for ages until like this winter or something. It stopped magically because the drama stopped. And he led that charge. He literally posted on my videos, and I didn't have a lot of subs back then. He was so insecure, he still is, about me posting my irrelevant opinion on it that he had to send the Flying Monkeys after me and himself. Like, he called me a twat at one point. He said twat in one comment. Didn't even like say why I was wrong. Just, you're a twat, so I was right. And then they all followed suit. And then, but I didn't back down. I didn't apologise for it, and I still don't. And we're in a Skype group together, and I tried to bring it up, but he just posts 1 or 2 comments and leaves because, well, he's got a lot of detractors there. So yeah, that's the first drama I ever did. And then, obviously, my first interaction with Jenny McDermott and Laughing Witch and that clique happened after that, or at least maybe at the same time. And I was just, I was doing what everybody else was doing, responding to her, because I thought, good material, she's an idiot, she needs to be debunked. They all do. But I didn't know about Laughing Witch until... Now, this is ironic, right, guys? Because Jenny McDermott likes to say that I'm a bully, Bearing's a bully, Sargon's a bully, Thunderfoot's a bully, because we respond to people. Even though Thunderfoot doesn't respond to people anymore, and neither does Sargon. They just do different types of videos, really. It's like a monologue or some kind of documentary, I don't know. They have a similar style nowadays, to an extent. And what she did to me is exactly what she thinks I do to her. I made a video response to her, or about her, I can't remember, and she, Laughing Witch and Bewildered Ape came in and wouldn't stop trolling the comment section, and so I fought them, all 3 of them. Now this is a time, right, when Laughing Witch was considered the sane one of the 3. Yeah, see, I never believed that, and everyone knows that. I don't know if you've ever seen me comment about them, but I always thought Laughing Witch was crazy. I don't trust her. It's like, she's not sane. And everyone's like, nah, she's alright, she's fine, she's nice. No, she's a crazy cat lady who has a husband. Yeah. I don't know if she has cats. I don't care. So, yeah, that was my second drama. Although technically their drama was 2 different things. So technically it's 2 and 3. And then I also got my first, during that time when I was responding to them a lot, I had my first response by Gio Neal UK, who disappeared off the face of the earth and occasionally resurfaces as a White Knight. This is funny, right? His response was attacking me for White Knighting Thunderfoot, while I was attacking bloody Laughing Witch and Jenny McDermott for White Knighting Anita, as I do. I mean, Thunderfoot was their subject as well, but it was mainly Anita Sarkeesian they were talking about, because he mentioned her. So it was White Knight Inception. I accused them, he accused me, and I accused him of White Knighting. It is war, isn't it, basically? His response was hilarious. It was so bad. He cherry-picked me, took me out of context. Like, he starts the video off after the intro, and I say the wrong word. I go, this regarding what Thunderfoot does in regards to feminism, like his response videos, or whatever you want to call them. And he goes, oh, disregarding it. He's from Middlesbrough. He made that categorically clear. as if it was relevant to the argument. Because he said, "You think I'm from Newcastle? No, actually, I'm from Middlesbrough, me." And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care where you're from. I mean, your name alone is all that we need, and your voice. It basically, he sounded like S Night if S Night was a SJW and had a deep voice. But anyway, hi. Basically, it was just a stupid video. And then the creme de la creme of the video, it was my 100k subs extravaganza stream for anyone who remembers that. Me and Glebs did it. And then he tried to insinuate that I had gay feelings for Thunderfoot. Yeah, it's only okay to call other people gay and to use that as a bad thing when they're doing it. But when we do it, it's horrible, even though we're tongue-in-cheek about it, as he was. But I don't know. I think he genuinely thought I was, because you know what they're like. They take everything literally. And there's a scene, I don't know what Thunderfoot video this is, I don't know where it came from, but Thunderfoot's in like this kind of bloody waterfall, and he's like, oh, like that, and then I'm like, what the hell is this? And to be honest, the video said more about G O'Neill than it ever did about bloody me. And then that was my first response, and I had the Harmony Minx one that people probably remember. That's the most recent, and that's about it. I've been linked in videos, I've been talked about in videos, but I've never been responded to since. It's getting a bit on, isn't it? 21 minutes now, but we've got time. So basically, that was my early days. That was my formative years on YouTube. Yeah, I'm probably still in it. And then eventually there was, the subs hike that I got through covering the drama. Although originally that came from also the Mattress Girl videos that for some reason got really big. For a while, the Mattress Girl videos were in my top 2. And then, Laughing Witch, Jenny McDermott ones took over. I mean, the Fire Rises one that everyone remembers and everyone still watches, it's now on Encyclopedia Dramatica of all places. That has now got 30,000 and counting, although now my Young Turks video is going to overtake that for some reason, because Benita Tyndall in it. I know what, in that video I was going to try and do a Tribe Called Quest pun, Benita Applebaum, Benita Tyndall. You gotta put me on. Benita. I mean, I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I wanted to do it, but it never happened. Those dramas, and then I did Blue Shot. That was funny, because they were the easiest drama, I think, really. Because they were just easy to provoke, easy to talk about. And the thing is, the problem with them is you can't get any lower than them. I mean, I know I'm talking about them right now. Oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted because cats just killed a frog. Sorry. They were already low. I mean, you think Jenny McDermott was low and Laughing Witch was low. They had places to plummet because they had done things that they hadn't yet done. So they hadn't yet called Thunderfoot a Nazi and tried to report him. But those guys, maybe I'm wrong, because they were supposed to be anti-SJWs that they became SJWs. It's the only time I've ever said you're an SJW light, because that literally is them. They were as irrelevant more irrelevant than they were, and they rocketed down. Oh, they just couldn't go any lower because they was stupid. It was the easiest drama to cover, and I wasn't alone, really. I mean, Heisenberg and loads of people did videos. It's the only time I've defended an SJW. Dick Coughlin, of all people, and he's subbed to me now. So I have to be careful what I say, but I don't think he cares. He knows that I disagree with him on pretty much everything. Almost everything. Apart from left-wing stuff. Some things. I guess. I don't know, we've not really discussed it. Yeah, we talked a few times during that thing. Not what they say. It was more thank you, how are you, stuff like that. And yeah. That was an easy drama. The hardest drama, though, was the Ralphie Talk stuff. Because, oh boy, I got off with that lightly, okay? I got off with that so lightly, I cannot believe that they came out looking more embarrassing than I could have possibly imagined. Because, okay, everyone knows the story. Or maybe they don't know it. Lily Feng Gamergate supporter killed herself for undisclosed reasons. We don't know why. I don't think we'll ever know. I don't think the boyfriend wants to know. Oh, the frog's still alive. But basically, the thing was she killed herself. She threw herself in front of a train. We don't know why. It's not even relevant to Gamergate. But the death was significant because she was popular amongst a lot of people that people ought to have been told about it. He told... Now, well, we'll get into that. Nicole, who is better known as Cult of Vivian, and Oliver Campbell broke the news to people on Twitter. And for some reason, our lads at the Ralph Retort is the people who doxed him and blackmailed him, who now work for him. Yeah. I don't know, alright? I don't know. I tried to rationalise that. I can't. One of them decided to make an article about it, several articles, two I think. One about it initially, and accused them of grave standing. No, they were accused of grave standing. They accused Cult Vivian and Oliver Campbell of using her death for popularity, even though Nicole didn't use it for popularity. She just said somebody had died, and they claimed that she didn't have permission, and neither did Oliver. Basically, they were just using it as a stick to bash them because that's what they do. They were supposed to have made up as well, her and the Ralph Retort, yet here are these people doing these stupid articles, posting horrible shit to them, because later on it became some kind of trolling operation for them, because they're called the BWC, the guys who write, some of the guys who write for him. It stands for the Bill Wagner crew. They're just trolls. That's all they do. They troll people, and what they did was they sent pictures of train victims and train jokes to Lily Feng's boyfriend. I mean, he was already quitting the internet anyway to deal with his grief, but I think that probably made him want to leave even more. But he had to come back because people wanted to know, did they have, permission? And he said yes. She did have permission. Yes, Oliver Campbell had permission. And, I looked through it all. I tried to be objective. But it comes a point, I changed halfway through, and I probably shouldn't have changed. I probably should have told people that, yeah, I've changed my mind, I'm not going to be, but whatever. The more I dug into the drama, the more I realised how wrong the Rafa Talk guys were and how right the other ones were, because, I know all of them, sort of, talked to both sides, and I was like, there's only one good guy here. Well, good side. There's only one bad side. This is a pretty black and white thing. It wasn't as grey as I initially thought it was. And I made the videos. I found the chat logs as well, because the chat logs got leaked. I wonder who did that, I wonder. Basically, all hell broke loose for me, sort of. See, what happened was Ralph doubled down on the articles. He claimed that it's not his opinion. He will publish anything, but that doesn't really apply to stuff that criticises him, apparently, because there's an article that somebody wrote about him, which is quite good, actually, and she said, if you can publish anything, no matter what, publish this, and he didn't. He refused. Yet he would publish shit about Lily Feng because it attacks Cult of Vivian and Oliver Campbell, and he doesn't like them. Well, that truly ended it for him in Gamergate. Like, Tyler Vi tried to say that he leads Gamergate. No, he doesn't. That ended everything for him there. I mean, he was moving away from it. Anyway, he does real issues now. That doesn't matter, but he burned all his bridges during that drama. And I covered it because Netscape, who, love him or hate him, he got doxxed by Wild Goose, or at least one of the BWC members. And that's what made me do it, because I like Netscape as a person. I quite liked him. I still like him. And I thought, nobody deserves that. He was a friend of a friend. And I thought, okay, right, I cannot just stand idly by. Somebody's got doxed. That means Charming Man has to get into drama mode. And I did. And I released the videos in 2 parts, half an hour each, which isn't that hard. It isn't that much, really. And boy, oh boy, did it wasn't as polarising as you think, but for them, they took it really hard, because they couldn't handle criticism. They can't. Goose went around looking for stuff on me, and he found my poetry and decided, I'm going to release that shit. Now, at the time, I thought all of it was private, and I was worried that it got leaked somehow by some of the people on Facebook or something. But it turns out, all those years ago, because look, all those poems that you see, Blue Chat and Raffy Talk people posting, I was 16 mostly when I wrote that crap, or 18. They were written over a period of roughly 2 to 3 years, and then I stopped around about when I was 18. It's all about my life at that time, most of it. It's my own fault for publishing it, but I thought it was all set on private, but apparently not. Some of it was public, as was pointed out to me. I was like, oh crap, oh well, I was wrong. I wasn't doxed, it turns out. But that's the thing, I thought they were going to dox me for that, but they never did. They released the poetry on GGR, which is Gamergate Revolt, on their subreddit on 8chan, and nothing else. Like, nobody said that my address was out there. They released the poetry, and I'm like, is that it? I got off lightly. I mean, I mustn't be that hard to trace, surely. I mean, I'm not even going to tell them how easy it is, but it can't be that hard. If they got Netscape, who's a lot more anonymous than I am, why didn't they get me? And Ralph blocked me, but he's unblocked me now, but yeah, he does that. He couldn't handle it. At one point, we had arguments on Kiwi Farms and Skype. It was quite funny. he was like, you slighted me, which means slander, which I didn't. I literally read what he wrote. How can you slander someone when you're reading what they said? And he claimed I attacked Nora, but I didn't. Maybe I said something, but I respected her wishes to be kept out of it, and I did. At least I hope I did. I mean, if she came up in the chat, I had to read it if it's in context. I don't like taking things out of context. That's my thing. But hey, whatever. That was the biggest, hardest drama, because even though AIU was the one with the most hatred, that was the most dangerous one, because I was putting my details on the line against some seriously fucked up trolls. But in the end of the day, I survived, and I'm here with you guys. And that's it. I think that was the last big one. I mean, I did do H2H3 versus Leafy, but I was more interested in the free speech side of it, and who you can and cannot criticise, and you know me, I think you can criticise anyone. I would have done that guy's video, the autistic guy, he was totally in it for the subs and money. Come on, it's obvious. But everyone has their own different opinions on that. And that's it. My channel's evolved over time. I mean, recently it's been nothing but response videos, apart from the occasional video where it's not. I'm going to do more monologues, I think, like this, but they won't be this long. This is a retrospective and I'm long-winded. Anyway, fast forward after all that. What can I say? This room has been host to many good things on YouTube and in my life, and I'm not saying I'm going to miss it. I'm not gonna, because I've lived in better places. Let me put it like that. But at the same time, it's like I'm probably never gonna, have a 12 months like I've had. Who knows? Maybe I don't know. It's a YouTuber thing. You guys have to make videos for 12 months and be long rambly like me. Anyway. See you all later in the new house. Thank you very much for watching. There will be a 4K stream, as you all know, a celebration stream. I don't know who I'm having on yet. Sadly, in the next 2 weeks, I am going to be unbelievably busy. So videos will again not be regular until that 2-week period is up. It's not a private thing, but it's a stupid thing that I have to do. I have to do it. But if I have the time, because it's only 10 days, which is over two weeks, obviously, and I'll probably try and do about 1 or 2, 3 videos in the week, and then I'll do everything else on the weekends as usual, because I have weekends off. And then after the final week, the 4K stream will most likely happen, I think, because I haven't thought of a date for it yet. And I'm already over 4K anyway. This is the thing with 4K streams. If you're like me and you're now starting to get 1,000 views regularly on videos over 24 hours, 48 hours, you get a lot of subs. So by the time this happens, I could be at 4,500. I could have more. I could have a spike that happens. So you don't know. But that's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. There's going to be a few monologues that will be very short. Well, not very short, but they'll be shorter than this. And then, and then normal service will be resumed unless things change. So, thank you for a good 12 months, people. And we'll say goodbye to this house for the last time.